All right, y'all know what it is. 107.5 WGCI, the shot's number one for hip hop and R&B. It's the morning show with my brother, the destined legend Leon Rogers,
Here.
the beautiful Kendra G,
Hey.
and myself, the shortest damn man in Chicago, Kyle. And on the line right now, man, one of the stars. Okay, everybody's talking about this movie coming to America.
Yeah.
Fowler's going with us. What up, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, what up, man? How y'all doing? How's everybody doing?
Everything is good, man. This movie is highly anticipated. Are you feeling
right.
any pressure right now?
No pressure. I saw it twice. I love it. People gonna love it. Eddie loves it. That's all that matters.
Do you think? No, go ahead, Kyle.
No, I was agreeing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Kyle brought it up, but I think that's the thing about the sequel, because Coming to America is a classic. You know, the fact that it's like there was nothing wrong with that movie. So now we're just praying, does this movie exceed what we once had, or at least on the same accord?
Wow. You know what's dope is like the original Coming to America, what it did so beautifully was I think leave that curiosity in the back of your mind, like, what is Zamunda like? Like, I want to see what Zamunda is, right? What is this beautiful black land, this beautiful country with no ceilings, just the sky's the limit, you know what I mean? And that's what the sequel is about. Okay. And I believe it's a worthy predecessor just because of how well they executed how great Zamunda is. And, you know, Ruth Carter did a thing with the costume design, and the story arcs for every character is really, it's done very well. So I think it's going to be a worthy predecessor to the original, because I love the original. Like, when I first heard they were doing the sequel, I was like, yeah, okay, we're coming back. And when I heard Eddie, Sherry, and James Earl Jones, and Arsenio, Louis Anderson, John Amos were all coming back, I was like, oh, we good. We're going to be good.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, I agree with you, bro. Like, to me, Zamunda gave you Wakanda before Wakanda got here. It kind of gave you that visual before Wakanda get here, just minus the superhero. But I want to talk about you being a stand-up and working and doing comedy. What's it like to be in the room with legends like Arsenio Hall, Eddie Murphy, and just like Ruth Carter, the lady you said that did the costumes? Like, she's legendary in her own right on the.
She went to Hampton University, just FYI.
Like, being around all that greatness, man, was there any like nervousness about it, or did they calm you and tell you just relax and do your thing?
Hey, look, dude, we was all nervous.
Okay.
All of them nervous. I don't mean just me. I mean, like, I'm talking about Tracy, Leslie. They literally, we all love the movie. Like, we all love the movie. We all love Ed. We all love Arsenio. Like, grew up watching both these, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I watched Tracy and Martin, Uptown Comedy Club roasts, all this stuff since I was a kid. I watched Leslie and Lottery Ticket and, you know, Cat Williams special, like all this stuff, you know what I mean? So seeing them, how nervous they were, I was like, oh, I'm okay. Like, we all just wanted the movie to be good, not just us. And, you know, Arsenio really like wanted to bring it. Sherry, he brought so much gravity to each scene, and like she gave us a lot of insight as to what it was like for her to shoot. You know, she's like the emotional connection to the movie. Like she just understands the movie on an emotional level, and everybody had these attributes. John Amos, like, oh man, I learned so much from everybody. You know what I mean? And we all wanted the movie to be great. So I think that chip on our shoulder kind of helped us just kind of like go to the next level and reach that next level. You know what I mean? It was important for everybody. It's a big moment. It's a big opportunity.
Jermaine, let's talk about you and your character. You play the son that Prince Akeem is looking for, right? He needs an heir to his throne, and you play the son. So not only are you playing a very important role in the movie, you're playing a direct descendant of Prince Akeem, you know what I mean? Which brings a whole nother dynamic to what it is that you're doing in this movie. I know you don't want to get a movie away too much, but, you know, a lot of people watched the first one. There was no trace of him having an affair with anybody.
Akeem getting it in, right?
You can pop up out of nowhere and you exist.
A lot of Coming to America detectives out there. Hey, hold on, man. And I totally get it. I can't give away too much. But what's dope about this sequel is that everyone is grown. Eddie's character is grown. He's not a bachelor anymore. He's got children now. He's got daughters, and I can't really give away too much. But
Oh, you gave me. That's okay.
Huh? What'd I say?
I didn't know he had daughters. Okay.
Oh.
Well, actually, I think
You
that's
see that in the trailer though.
yeah, I think that was said in the trailer. Like he had
Hey,
daughters, but
hey,
he
that's
needs his
trailer.
son to pass the
Okay.
crown to.
Trailer
Yeah.
did it. I didn't get fired. I didn't get fired. Good.
You didn't do a Tom Holland.
Yeah, it's a tricky question to answer, man, because I can't give away too much. Yeah, the movie's out now, so people are gonna just see for themselves, how and why Akeem does have a long lost son. It's funny. In the movie they call me a bastard. You know what I mean? They call me a bastard, the bastard son. And so I've been like kind of walking around like the Black Jon Snow from Game of Thrones and
Hilarious.
stuff. It feels
Hilarious.
dope. It feels dope. But
Hilarious.
yeah.
So Jermaine, I did know that he is looking for a son only because I've been reading some of the reports, and I heard that Michael B. Jordan was up for the role that you are playing, and Eddie was like, nah, he didn't want Michael B. Jordan to have the role. He wanted somebody else to have the opportunity. So how you feel about that? You done took a job from Michael B. Jordan. He get all the roles.
Man, first and foremost, man, I'm a huge fan of Michael B. Jordan, man. Like for real. From Hardball to Fruitvale Station, Black Panther, all of anything is done.
Shout out to Hardball, man.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. That joint's dope. But I was a kid when I watched it. He about, I think, my age too. So I'm like, yeah, he was a kid when I was a kid. He was in that movie. I'm like, I want to be in that movie. Like, it's crazy how full circle life is. You know what I mean? But I'm a big fan. I'm just a big fan of Michael and everything he's done. And I'm just grateful that Eddie gave me this opportunity. It's flattering. Like it's very flattering. And I mean, I don't want to make Michael B. Jordan's fangirls pissed off at me. I'm gonna get a lot of like hate. Like he ain't got no goatee like Michael B. Like, he is nothing like Michael. He got no dimples like Michael B. Jordan. Shut up, man. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't. I got cheekbones. I like my cheekbones.
Hilarious.
Yeah, man. I'm just grateful, man. I'm just grateful. It's a dope opportunity, and I'm it'd be great to. I was joking. I was like, it'd be cool if we did like a Black Panther, coming to America, sort of like
Mashup.
connection.
Wakanda,
Yeah, like
That'd be
Wakanda, Zamunda.
crazy.
That'd be dope. Like I don't want any division in any of our movies. I hate that because we don't have a lot of these movies, man. It's very seldom you get Black celebration this big at this scale. They do it every 5 years. So, I feel like I love Michael B. Jordan. I love Black Panther. I love the fans. I respect the fans, and I love Eddie. Like it's just great. It's just I'm grateful, man.
You know what, Jermaine, like being a comic myself, sometimes I kind of hate it when people be like, this new and enterprising face on the scene, like you just woke up one morning and Eddie just magically picked you. Like,
Yeah.
I like this dude has put in work, man. Friends of the people. You wrote a Rail show. You worked with our good friend Rail, who's a friend of the show, a comedian Lil Rail from Chicago. And I want to talk to you real quick, man. Go to your friends, Kevin, who you lost at 32, man.
Right there.
Right, yeah. So I know that was your man. Like, what is it like? How do you feel now, getting to this level, doing something for him? And like, what would he say to you if he was here right now?
I'm proud of you. He'd say that. And he would genuinely say, I'm proud of you. It's funny because when I did Sorry to Bother You, he was working on the Rail show. He was, I think, already in kind of production of the Rail show. And or the memes of Sorry to Bother, the gifts were coming out of Sorry to Bother. Like the movie came out, but like it wasn't like a year later. I think the gifts were blowing up. But me and Lakeith going back and forth. And Kevin was a huge Lakeith fan and we both loved Atlanta. And so he was just amazed to see that me and Lakeith were, going viral with the scene. And one of my friends told me Kevin was very, very proud of you. And they told me that after he passed away. And I was just crying, man, because we had plans, like I had plans for him and we had plans for each other, like movies we wanted to write, things like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, because he wrote this very dope sketch for YouTube that went viral and went crazy, and it opened doors for me in the industry. So I wouldn't be here without that guy. And he was my favorite stand-up. And it's dope because like every generation has a stand-up that passes away that really hurts, and Patrice O'Neal, and before that, everyone had one, and it sucks that it was him, man. It just, I want to curse so bad because I miss him. I miss him, and yeah, I know he's happy, and I know he's proud, and I just miss him, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doubt, bro.
Understood, bro. Understood. Well, look, this is
Yeah,
another thing that you've done to make your people proud, man. Is coming to America to bring it back. That should put a smile on your face, knowing
it
that you
does, man. It makes me.
smiling down on you.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy as hell, man. It just it's just dope. It's just dope, man. I get people get to be at home with their families and watch this movie. It was supposed to come out in theaters, but like pandemic happened, of course. But I think it's a blessing because people at home with their grandmas and their dads and their
Yep.
moms,
Yep.
generations, and like they get to
Exactly.
share. They get to share, where they were in '88 when the original came out, and now they got grandkids or kids or whatever, and like they get to be like, well, Black Panther. I'm like, no, nigga.
Right.
Like
This is the that was the blueprint.
It's
Right.
gonna be
Wakanda was the
dope.
blueprint.
It set such a standard, but Black Panther innovated a lot too, But like before, like Eddie was talking about, like Randy Watson was the first mic drop, and after that, everybody was
Hilarious.
mic dropping. Eddie's a trendsetter, dude, and that movie really did open up a lot. It set a standard for like Hollywood in general that was lacking representation. Like it just celebrated blackness unapologetically, and then nothing like that was ever like that. And I think I'm just grateful we get to expand on what they did so well in the first movie.
Yeah.
I feel like comedy used to be so free so many years ago, and Leon talks about it all the time. But now we're in a space where every little thing you say can be ridiculed by a group of people who may not agree with something, right? So were you guys free to be comedians in this movie, or were y'all being conscious of the new world we live in and how one joke might be funny, but then it might piss a group of people off? So is it still funny?
Let me talk about that real quick. Get off social media. Just I think we're people become prisoners of other people's opinions, and that's not a way to live. That's never a way to live. To think about what someone might think of me. That's prison. You don't of the emotion of the mind. That's not fair. That's not cool. It breaks you down. It's unfair. And as a comedian, we shouldn't have to feel like that. We shouldn't have to feel like that. Of course, as a comedian, you want to punch up. You want to punch up. You don't punch down. You want to talk about things of merit, of substance. Yes. But at the same time, you're not gonna make everybody happy. You're not gonna make everybody happy. Back in the day, remember hate mail? People you could mail in hate. Remember that?
Yeah.
And you had the option to open it. You had an option to open the mail.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You didn't have to
Right.
open it. Nowadays, it's a notification, and you suck.
Real
You
talk.
read it. Get off social media. If you honestly believe, your art and your craft might, polarize some people, don't read anything. It's only 5 people's opinion should matter. And there's one quote I heard yesterday from this UFC fighter who lost this fight. The dude was like, "I don't take criticism. From people I don't get advice from."
Mm.
So why would I care? Being around these vets like Eddie and Arsenio who were around before all this stuff was awesome. Like they were like, Eddie don't have social media. He admires people who don't have social media. Eddie's happy as hell without social media. He don't need it. And it motivated me. It inspired me. It's just a different time where, like, yes, people want to speak up. And I think that's beautiful. Like we all have a platform to say something, to speak up. But at the same time, I don't want to be a prisoner of people's opinions. It's a different thing, So I believe this movie is going to be very refreshing for a lot of people. But it's also something Eddie does very well, and he's been doing. So for the new generation, it'll be like, nah, really fun. It's going to be funny. Like, it's going to be dope. And the best part about it is Clarence, the barbershop owner.
Yeah.
Remember him from the original?
Yes.
From the trailer, Floyd Mayweather H. That dude.
Yeah, right.
He's like a time capsule in the film, and he's like kind of talking about the things that we've been experiencing since '88, and he's kind of retelling and recalling. He's talking about racism, sexism, all that stuff, and it's great to hear from a barbershop owner because they're kind of exempt from all of that. Like it's different. The barbershop is a sacred place. You can be offensive. You can talk about things that are polarizing because it's a barbershop. You know what I mean? Like if you can't talk about it there, where can we talk about it?
Right.
So I think that's the beauty about I think this movie is that like y'all gonna feel that. We grew up that way. Like I grew up in a barbershop. So like that's gonna be the vibe of the movie is like just have a good time. Just have a good time and enjoy it. Don't be on your high horses. And you know, it's Eddie. Eddie's back. He never really left. You know, so
Right.
I'm proud to be a part of that lineage, man, because it's important to me. It's important to have different types of comedy out there. It's important to respect the legends and the predecessors, and it's important to just kind of also just like we're the world is all already kind of in a weird place. Can we just relax and enjoy a movie? Can we do that? I'd love to do that. That'd be great. So that's where my head's at right now, in my heart.
Bruh, I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't know what type of music you listen to, what you're a fan of, as far as a hip hop genre or whatever. But right now, if they do a damn Lupe Fiasco documentary, bruh,
Yes.
if they don't pick you and